Imagine wandering deserted streets for years, every night a battle against hunger and cold, until a familiar face appears like a beacon. Your heart pounds as you sprint toward the car, only to halt mid-stride because behind you stand three others, friends you've led through every trial. In that heartbeat, you realize home isn't just one person. It's the pack you've fought alongside. You must choose, rush into her arms or bring them all back to safety. That split-second decision will redefine family forever and show what true loyalty really means. Snow melts into slush as the white dog leads his small band through a labyrinth of back alleys, each brick and broken bottle a reminder of hardship. They move as one, silent and alert, their ribs visible beneath tangled fur. In the dim glow of a street lamp, they find a discarded cardboard box soaked through with rain, and they huddle close for warmth. Hunger gnaws at their bellies, but none cry out. They have long since learned to endure in silence, finding strength in each other's presence. When one falters, another nudges him onward. This is their family, bound not by blood, but by every bruised paw and every near escape from danger. At dawn, the leader pauses atop a crumbling stoop, ears pricked at the distant hum of engines. He lifts his muzzle, nostrils flaring, catching a scent that quickens his pulse. The others gather behind him, tails low but hopeful. He inches toward a narrow street where cars line up at a red light, and there, framed against a concrete wall, is a familiar shape. A young woman in a pastel coat, her hair catching the weak morning sun. The leader's heart hammers as memories flood back. Soft hands that once stroked his ears, laughter that once meant safety, the taste of treats she slipped him when no one was looking. He breaks into a run, paws slapping on asphalt as though the wind itself propels him forward. His pack follows, a ragged procession racing toward a destiny they never dared to imagine. The cars jerk forward, horns blaring, but she sees him before the world can stop him. Her breath hitches, and she presses a hand to her mouth. He halts just inches from her, chest heaving, eyes shining with desperate recognition. He once would have thrown himself into her arms without hesitation, but now 4 flickering futures hinge on his next move. He glances back at the 3 shadows stalking behind him, each one as hungry and lonely as he has been. In that suspended moment, he chooses his pack. He pivots away from her, body trembling, and beckons them forward with a low whine. The woman's mouth falls open, tears welling in her eyes. As the trio emerges from the gloom, they advance, gaunt and weary but alive, trusting the lead dog's silent plea. She steps out of the car and sags to her knees on the cold pavement, arms outstretched toward the 4. The leader approaches again, this time dragging his friends into a circle of hope and homecoming. She sets down her grocery bags, tilting open cans of stew and scattering bits of bread between. They eat with careful reverence, pausing only to glance at her with eyes full of questions. Is she still the person who once saved one of them? Will she save all of them now? She smiles through tears, voice soft as she whispers promises she can barely believe she'll keep. The smell of hot food fills the morning air, mingling with the scent of wet fur and damp pavement. For the first time in years, they feel warmth that isn't the chill of a stranger's boot or the ember of passing charity. The journey back to her home is cautious. She opens her car door wide, and one by one they step inside on unsteady legs. The upholstery is soft beneath their paws, but they hardly notice. They are consumed by the realization that sanctuary comes in many forms. She drives without turning on the radio, content to listen to their soft snuffles and the rhythm of the road. Outside, city noise fades, replaced by hopeful thoughts of blankets and hearth and a future free from scavenging. When they arrive, her modest house stands like a lighthouse against the grey sky. Inside, she has laid out plush beds and fresh towels. The dogs explore shyly, noses twitching at new smells, carpet, furniture, the faint lingering odour of home. She kneels among them, running gentle fingertips through matted fur, murmuring words of comfort they may not understand but feel in their bones. The leader settles beside her, head on her lap, eyes closing in trust. His pack fans out around him, each dog finding a spot to curl into as though they have always belonged here. Days pass in gentle routine. Vet visits replace midnight forages, warm meals take the place of half-rotted scraps, and soft human voices chase away the echoes of nighttime sirens. They learn to chase tennis balls instead of rats, to nap by a sunlit window instead of behind dumpsters. The woman watches them with a smile that masks the ache she once felt for the one lost to the streets. Now that ache is a distant memory, replaced by gratitude for the family she never knew she needed until that moment at the red light. The leader thrives on daily walks through the neighborhood park, tail wagging at every passerby. His friends follow suit, gaining weight and confidence with each gentle pat from a stranger. She records their progress on her phone, sharing photos online with messages about second chances and the power of loyalty. Comments pour in, people moved by the transformation, inspired to help strays of their own. They send donations, volunteer to foster, pledge to adopt. From the story of 4 abandoned dogs, a community blossoms. In the evenings, she settles on the couch with her pack at her feet. The leader rests his head on her knee, letting out a contented sigh. His eyes meet hers across the warm glow of a table lamp, and in them she sees gratitude deeper than any words. His little family stretches in a half circle around hers now, her 2 children, laughing as the pups chase a squeaky toy, the soft snore of an old tabby cat curled on a nearby armchair. This is a home forged by reunion and choice, by the unbreakable bonds of those who refuse to walk alone. One quiet night, she presses her palm to the leader's side, feeling the steady rise and fall of breath that once was ragged and uncertain. She whispers, "You're safe now. I'm not leaving you again." He turns his head, giving her a slow, deliberate blink as if to say, "Neither will we leave each other." Behind him, the 3 others stir, nestling closer to their brother and to the woman who rescued them. In the days that follow, they enter the rhythms of ordinary life. Morning sunshine on the porch, backyard romps in autumn leaves, shared spoons of ice cream at the kitchen table. They are no longer strays, but beloved members of a family that knows the meaning of loyalty and sacrifice. Whenever she looks at the leader, she remembers that moment at the crossroads of choice, when he led his pack back to her instead of flying into her arms alone. In doing so, he taught her that home is not a single heart but a chorus of 4, beating in unison with her own. Their story spreads beyond her neighborhood. Local news features their rescue, and shelters everywhere see a surge of volunteers inspired by the simple truth that no one thrives alone. Calls pour in from people offering to help all strays find families, from makeshift networks of fosters to dedicated rescue groups. Seeded by the loyalty of one white dog, communities grow trees of compassion. Months later, on the anniversary of their reunion, she invites neighbors to a backyard celebration. There is homemade cake for humans and dog-safe treats for her 4 heroes. Balloons bob against a fence, strung with photos from before and after, gaunt faces turned into vibrant coats, fear turned into joy. The leader prances through the yard, the other 3 bounding at his heels. The children giggle as they toss a frisbee, and even the tabby cat joins in, stalking the flying disc before scampering away in playful chase. Standing among friends, both human and canine, she raises her glass of lemonade and toasts the pack that changed her life. The leader nudges her hand, seeking a gentle scratch behind the ears. She obliges, eyes misting with love for these creatures who taught her more about family than she ever knew. Her voice carries over the laughter and barks to loyalty, to love, to home. As dusk settles, the pack gathers at the threshold of the house, reluctant to leave the warmth of celebration, but content to follow her inside. She closes the door behind them, and in the quiet glow of lamplight, they settle into the comfort of love earned and given free. Outside, the world carries on, but within these walls, a story of survival, choice, and unwavering loyalty has found its happy ending, one that will echo in every wag, every purr, and every heartbeat shared under this one roof.